Welcome to Project WET's updated Water Education portal. This tutorial will take you through the features of the newly updated portal. To get started, you will need to sign in with your existing email account and password, or create a new account with your Guide 2.0. So to sign in, you would simply click Sign In and enter your information and log in. If you need to reset your password, then you can do that here, and it will send you a link to reset your password on the portal. To create a new account, you would click on Create an Account. And from here, please enter all of the required information, including an email address that you have immediate access to, and the registration code from your guide, from the inside cover of your guide. Once you've entered all of your information, you will click Create New Account. Now, it's really important to use an email that you have immediate access to, because once you click Create New Account, the portal will send you a verification link to that email, and you need to click on that link in order to finish the account setup. You can change your email, and you can change your username and your password at any time after you've logged in. So it doesn't have to stick with that email, but just make sure that you can access it right away to verify your account. All right, so let's go ahead and sign in and get started on the features of this updated portal. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in to a Project WET account using my existing credentials. And the first time that you log in, you're going to be taken to a portal tour. And so this tour will actually walk you through the features we're going to go through now. So if you ever need to access that again, you'll be able to do that. So you can just walk through this tour and it will point out all of these features. If you click End Tour, it will end and it won't pop up again, but you can always access it again by hitting Portal Tour. All right, so when you first log in, you'll be taken to your dashboard. This is the dashboard. From here, you're going to see the things that you're probably most likely going to want to access. So that includes helpful links, which will take you to a list of Guide 2.0 activities, Guide 1.0 activities, correlations for all the activities, resources, and then of course the portal tour that we mentioned. There will also be links to your favorite activities. So once you mark an activity as favorite, it will appear here under favorites. So if you have certain activities that you use all the time, then you'll probably want to mark them as favorite, and then it's really easy to access them and you can just click on it and go directly to that activity. Moving down the screen, here's latest notes. So you can make notes about specific activities and how you might want to present them to people or to teach them or just to remind you, and you can see those here. If you want to access all of your notes, you'll click More, and I'll get into this in a minute. And then if you've uploaded any resources to share on the portal, you'll see them here as well. So let's go ahead and get started in exploring some of the features of this portal. I'm going to start with your profile or account information, which you can find under this little person sign. If you just hover over it, it will pull out, or you can tap on it and it will pull out these menu items. So you click on Dashboard, it will always take you back to this dashboard page at any time if you need to get back here. Edit your account is where you will edit your name, passwords, email. So if you need to change your email, that's where you would do it. You can also enter information about yourself if you would like. You can access your notes here. Again, that's another way to get to it. And then of course, logging out. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard page now. On the other side of the screen is a menu bar. And if you click on it, you'll see that you can access all the activities from Guide 1.0 or 2.0. You can access resources and you can access correlations. So it's very similar to what's here under helpful links, but if you are somewhere else on the site, you can use this at any time to pull up activities, resources, or correlations. This new portal was designed to be able to access things in multiple ways. So you'll see that you can access Guide 2.0 activities here, the list of Guide 1.0 activities here under helpful links. We also showed you how you can access all the activities from the menu bar. And then up at the top of the screen, you'll see there's a Guide 1.0 and Guide 2.0. So these tabs actually will take you to an information page about that particular guide, where you can, of course, access the activities, but also here you can download the full table of correlations for Guide 2.0. So you can get those from our standards page, which is right here that links to it, or you can just access it directly from this site. And then similarly with Guide 1.0, although Guide 1.0 is only correlated to NGSS, but you can download that table right here. So let's take a look at some of the activities. I'm just going to go to All Activities, and you'll see that this is a list of every activity in 1.0 and 2.0. Now here on the left-hand side, we can filter. So I can filter by Guide 2.0 or Guide 1.0. So let's go ahead and say I'm only interested in activities in Guide 2.0. And then I can further filter this by a subject area if I'm teaching a particular subject, or grade level. So if I teach a specific grade, or grade band down here at the bottom, a classroom or setting, or outdoor area, that sort of thing, and then skills. And finally, if you know a specific correlation that you need to meet, then you can type that in here and it will just pull up the activities that meet that correlation. So let's go ahead and filter by, let's say, upper elementary school. And so now I only have the activities that are suitable for upper elementary school. And let's go ahead and click on an activity. I'm going to use Blue River as the example. When you click on an activity, it will take you to this File and Standards page as the default. And this is because this is what we found most people need. That's why they're coming to the portal. So here you can download student copy pages, the grayscale or color, and then you can also find the detailed documents for the correlations of Blue River, including the full documents for the NGSS correlations. And then as you scroll down the screen, you'll see all the correlations for this activity. So all the educational standards that address this activity addresses. And if you click on one of those standards, then the information on the standard definition will pop up. If you click on more information, it will take you to the website for that standard, in this case the Next Generation Science Standards, and the definitions there. And if you want to see any other activities that this standard meets, then you can click on that and you will be taken to the list of activities that meet that standard. So to get out of this, just click back on the standard, and we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at some of the other features in the activities. You'll notice this green star on the side is highlighted. This is how you add an activity to your favorites. So right now I clicked on it again, it's removed. If you want to add something to your favorites on your dashboard, you just click on it and highlight it so that it's green, and you'll see it there on the list on your dashboard. So let's go to activity info. This is all of the information that you would actually find in the front page of the activity in the guide. It tells you the publication, it tells you the page number, the literacy framework, and then the materials, all of that information. So if this is something you want to take with you, we actually made this printable, and just click on the little print icon and it will download a PDF document that you can print out and take with you. Resources is probably the other biggest feature that people come to the portal for. And so if you click on resources, you'll see it pops up all of the resources that are tied to Blue River. I recommend probably keeping it on any resource so that you see all of the resources that are linked to this activity. But if you want to filter by type of resource, you can. So for example, community resources are those helpful resources that have been uploaded either by Project Wet or by another teacher. These are things like hydrographs or links to websites that might be helpful during the activity. Reading Corner, these are all of the books that Project Wet Curriculum and Activity Guide 2.0 recommends for students as additional reading for the activity, and there's links to those here. Teacher resources is more like other teaching material that you might be interested in that has the same subject as this activity. So in this case, we have a couple Project Wet guides, there's some USGS sites, and then finally Technology Tool will take you to interactive websites that relate to this activity. In this case, these are USGS sites. Again, if that confuses you, I would just stay on any and you will see the full list of resources available to you. Okay, moving along, let's take a look at notes. So notes is something that you can type in reminders or information on this specific activity. So you can see that I have one note in here already about how to incorporate local data. If you would like to add a note to an activity, you just click Add Note. It will link it to this activity. You make a subject line. In this case, I had done how to incorporate local data, but let's do, for example, a test note. And I'm going to write that this is a test note for using the activity with special needs kids, for example. All right, and then I'm going to save it. And it will pop back up under my notes, so you'll see that there. If we go back to my dashboard now, you'll see it as the latest note. But if, for example, I wanted to see all of my notes, not just the latest ones, or I can't remember what it was tied to, then if you click on More, or if you click on Notes right here under your dashboard profile, under Notes, then you'll see which activities it's linked to. So here we have the test note for Blue River, what that is. If I want to go directly to the activity so I can look at all the resources, I can do that from my notes. We're next going to take a look at how you can filter by educational standard or correlation. There's two different ways to do this. You can go to the menu bar and select correlations, or if you're on your dashboard, you can select correlations under helpful links. So let's do that. And what comes up is a list of every single educational standard that is addressed by a Project WED activity. So we're probably going to want to filter that down. So let's say I'm really only interested in grade 5 because that's the grade that I teach. So I select grade 5, and then you can see all of the standards. It starts with Common Core and then moves down. And in this case, you know what, really what I'm interested in is next generation science standards. So I could filter by that. Or maybe I'm not. It just depends on what you're interested in. So here's all the NGSS ones. If we go back to the full list, then you'll see all the Common Core, all the NOAA, and all the NGSS. In this case, as you'll notice, underneath each standard are a list of activities, and these are the list of activities that address this particular standard. So here you can see there's 3 activities that address this Common Core literacy standard. So you can either click on one of those or write them down, but now it's like, okay, well, I want to know more about 8 for 1. So we can click on 8 for 1, and that will take us to the 8 for 1 activity page. Once on the activity page, of course, you can see every correlation for this activity, which is a lot of Common Core correlations. Or we can go back to our list of correlations and check out that educational standard again and other activities. So those are the main features of this portal. There is a search feature on the portal where you can search for any information about an activity or topic. So let's choose stormwater, for example. Stormwater is a little tricky because we actually have 2 different spellings for it in Project WED. For a long time we had it as 2 words, and now it's a compound word. So you might want to, check both of those. It's always a good idea with any compound words to do that. So we'll look at both of them, and you can see how it pops up all the different activities or resources associated with stormwater. And then you can, again, filter by either activity, publication, or resource. If you ever have any questions, you can take the tour again. You can access this tutorial at the bottom of any screen. And then, of course, if you need to report a problem with the website, or if you would like to contact us, you can do that through these links here at the bottom of the screen. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy using the newly updated portal. We appreciate all that you do for water education as an educator.